What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla in the overall market. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Anyways, as far as the market's going, looking at Tesla, we have this inverse head and shoulders setup. So long as we could hold above this 348 area, we're looking more bullish. And overall, the market's trying to bounce quite slowly, but still showing some life. So the question is, what's going on with these geopolitical updates and what's happening with Tesla? I want to talk about that first. Then I'll break down more details about the share price of Tesla stock. So we had our jobs numbers come out. The JOLTS job openings was at 7.39 million. That is above the consensus, which is not bad. And then the job quits report was at 3.19 million. That's technically below the forecast of 3.3 million. So overall, good numbers for jobs, more job openings than quits, and job openings was above expectations, whereas quits was below expectations. Not bad whatsoever. Also, the economic optimism index report was at 49.2. This is above expectations. Not too bad so far. Now, the Fed officials, we have Cook and Logan giving speeches very soon, which may cause a little bit more volatility. But overall, we're holding up quite well. The market is still pushing. It's not just Tesla, the whole market is kind of pushing in unison. Looking at SPY, for example, this has been pushing up to about 595, which is the exact level we called out. Had we held above 592.5, and that's what happened so far. We held 592.5 and SPY is looking bullish. If we break that, we're going to continue to get back up to this high near 598. It looks bullish. Tesla's also following the trend, going for that 352 price target. I said as long as we're above 348, we're expecting 352. And if that breaks, we're going to be going even higher. So far, great job by Tesla. But one of the reasons why the whole market is pushing involves a lot of policy shifts when it comes to China and India, and also some tariffs. So I talked about this yesterday, right? We had the Section 301 tariff exclusions that now have been extended up until August 31st, 2025. So this includes like GPUs, motherboards, and computer parts being produced in China, and many other products are now going to be exempted from tariffs for a longer period of time. This is going to be a 3-month extension. So now, instead of being subjected to 25% tariffs or higher tariffs, it's going to be delayed until August 31st. That's good news for a lot of different products. On top of this, there's been a lot of talk from Lutnick, who is a very important figure who is negotiating between the US and India for a trade deal. He's saying there's going to likely be a deal coming in the not too distant future. That's some good news as well. If we get a good deal between the US and India, this could affect Tesla to some extent. Could this incentivize Tesla to trade more with India? We'll see about that. That is still, a very, very long ways away, but this could affect policy to a large extent. It could be affecting Tesla, so that could be a big thing, at least for the longer term. And finally, regardless of the ongoing litigation, President Trump remains very ambitious and he's very frenetic about his tariff policy. He mentioned that. And that when making these changes, he made it very, very clear that he is once again going to be negotiating with China. He's going to be negotiating with many different countries, and he believes there's going to be a lot of deals coming. So President Trump says that he wants trade deals. He wants a lot of trade deals, and he's saying that they're going to do what's very, very necessary to reduce the trade deficits and protect American industries. Now, whether you like it or not, whether you like tariffs or not, it's completely up to you guys. I'm just here to show you guys what the headlines are saying, and I'm trying to be very unbiased when doing so. So you may not like the policy, you may like it, whatever you guys want to think, it's up to you guys. But let me just say that the market likes it. The market is liking this, is optimistic about this, especially since a lot of tariffs got delayed that involved China. And a potential deal with India could be subjected to lower tariffs and less uncertainty for the markets, which is part of why we're pushing. Also, Tesla is going to likely see a lot of upside as we get very close to the robotaxi event. Some sources say it's going to be on June 12th, but Tesla confirmed it's going to be by the end of June. So I do believe that for sure it's going to be by the end of June as of right now. That's what we're anticipating. But other sources are saying it may be as soon as June 12th. I don't think Tesla fully confirmed that yet, but even if they haven't, it's going to be very soon anyways. So like I said before, when you zoom out of Tesla, I wouldn't be surprised if you look at this in different ways, it's completely okay. But one way to look at this is the possibility of an inverse head and shoulders right here. And if we break these highs, if we start breaking out above this, I could easily see us going for that 400 target as we approach this robotaxi event. Before July, I think we could be approaching that target so long as things go as planned. And in the current setup, we're looking bullish on the 4 hour. We need to close above 348. If we do, I think we easily go for 358 next. We're looking quite bullish. If we get a nice close around here, the daily is going to look more bullish as well. So hopefully we get a good close on Tesla. Going back to our 4 hour time frame, I just want to see us hold 348. I'm not really too concerned about anything else. As long as we hold 348 and close above that, we're going to be looking a lot better. And we have the potential to go up to 352 again if that breaks. I think this imbalance takes us up to about 358 next on Tesla. There's quite a bit of upside potential. And then when you zoom in and go to the 30 minutes time frame, like this, right? I'm going to zoom in. You guys could see we also have another confluence that's bullish, an inverse head and shoulder setup as well on Tesla, which is following the overall market. This is how the algorithms are dictating things. They're making things move in a very, very similar fashion. So nice setup, nice inverse head and shoulders. We look bullish. Looking at SPY, we have the same setup as well, inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. We're getting a breakout. Now, if you want to be a bear, you need to see SPY lose at least 592.5 and 590. If we lose those levels, yes, we could be a little bit weaker. But to be really bearish, you need to lose like 585, and we're well above that. So we're doing a good job at holding up. And we have an inverse head and shoulders setup like this. So long as we don't lose, these supports at 588 and 585, we're favoring an attempt to get back up to this high over here at 598 to 600. We're looking bullish. We'll see what the catalyst is, whether it's President Trump speaking to the leader of China or if it's Letnick announcing a deal with India. Whatever the catalyst is, we look bullish for now. As long as we don't lose structure here, as long as we're going to break 595, we should remain more bullish. And as long as we're above 592.5, we are technically more bullish. For the triple Q, I talked about how this could be pushing to this imbalance towards 526. As long as we're above 523, we look good. And I hold the same view, right? Inverse head and shoulders setup, we could be looking for 530 as our target. As long as we don't lose 523, we're favoring an attempt to push all the way up towards 530. We look quite good. On the IWM, nice accumulation. As long as we don't lose 206.5, we're favoring an attempt to get up to 210. For ES, we look pretty good as well, in my opinion. Inverse head and shoulders setup. So long as we don't lose 59.50, we're now favoring an attempt to get closer to like 6,000. On NQ, as long as we don't lose 21,575, we're favoring 21,800 as our target. Bitcoin's looking bullish, nice accumulation. As long as we don't lose 106,000, we're also favoring an attempt to push to 107,500. For Tesla, we have a nice inverse head and shoulders. As long as we don't end up losing 348, we're favoring a push to like 352 to 358 as we look more bullish. Nvidia looks bullish. Double bottom, nice inverse head and shoulders. So long as we hold above 140, we're now favoring an attempt to get back up to like 143.5. Apple's looking good. Nice accumulation right here. So long as we don't lose 200, we're now favoring an attempt to get up to like 205. It looks pretty good in my opinion. AMD looks bullish as we talked about. So long as we don't lose 114 now, we're favoring a test of this high at 117. If that breaks, we're looking for basically 118. For a few more, we have Amazon. We have the slight bearish divergence. We need to hold 206. As long as that holds, we could be looking for a big rebound to 208. Looks pretty good in my personal opinion. We are looking bullish. Coinbase has a nice accumulation right here. I think we got some bullish news that came out. So that's good news that's come out. So we're looking for an attempt for 262 as our target as long as we hold above 255. Looking at Meta is showing a little bit of weakness. It might be retesting 663, and we have to bounce off that to remain bullish. If we don't, we could turn lower. So watch 663 to see if we bounce near there. I think we might be testing that. Google looks pretty good. I want to see if we can break past 170 to push higher. Looks pretty good. It's consolidating right here. It did dip a bit because of some litigation news, but it could be bouncing later. And for Microsoft, we remain bullish. So long as we hold above 460, we're favoring 464 as a potential target. The VIX is losing 18, so there's a gap down here it might be filling, taking us down to the lower 17s, which is another bullish confluence for the markets. As SPY is testing 595, it tries to break that to go to 598. And Tesla's following the trend, going a lot higher with an inverse head and shoulders. We could be looking for an attempt to get back up to 352, then eventually 358 could be our next target. So thank you for listening. We're looking great so far. Tesla has more upside potential. Let's just see it hold at least 348 by close. We're going to be looking good as long as that's the case, and we look awesome. So thank you for listening, and peace out.